BPMNation.com.
All natural being. Warning, all natural being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Welcome to All Natural Being. It's Brian, fired up to hang out with you for the hour. Kind of like be your tag team partner. You know, I've said before that one of the things I dig about this gig, why I come Monday through Friday to do this gig live now at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I am having the time of my life. One of the reasons that I do it is to remind you of who you ultimately are. And this morning, the 90th. This is the 90th episode where I've gotten on and basically said, look, I think you've always had everything you've ever needed to be happy, fulfilled, successful, to be you. So it's a pretty cool gig, as you can imagine. If I get to be your tag team partner, now I know I always go back to, law enforcement metaphors and the like, because, just being an ex-cop, but I had some partners that I really liked. I had some partners that, I had some partners that I really liked. So what I want to do every day in this show is be your ride-along, be your tag team partner. Be that person ready, simply, to remind you of who you already are. Pre-baggage, pre-mashugana, pre-fluff. Just who you are at your core. And I think it's an important time for you and I to decide to be able to do this. There's never been a more important time, and dare say, never been a better opportunity for you to tap into your own heart, for you to be who you already are. I mean, it's going to be a great gig. And for some of us listening, maybe you're doing it more and more every day. I think that's fantastic, which is why I say all the time, I talk about kindred here in the show. Because this show isn't for everyone. I'd rather have a family of folks. I'd rather have listeners that we're all on the same team. I just dig that because it makes it enjoyable for me. It makes it worthwhile to know that we're all in the same boat. We're all working towards the same thing, which is the reintroduction of our inner superhuman, of our inner metahuman, as I like to say. So, if you have an opportunity, you want to reach out, if we haven't connected already, 331-684-7685, 331-684-SOUL. If you have any questions, any answers are just as good. You have any critiques, any complaints, I'll take them all. I'll take them all here. 90th episode, celebrating a little bit. And I wanted to kick it off a couple stories. One, yesterday, the Block Box arrived. So I'll be tweaking that a little bit later today so I can be spending even more time kind of hanging out. It's my little oasis. So I'm looking forward to that. But I also want to tell you a story. I met a neighbor yesterday, and I wasn't going to stop, but I just had to. So I'm coming back at the end of the day, and I see a car pulled over alongside of the road, and two, let's just say middle-aged people. That way I don't have to throw anybody under the bus. Two middle-aged people are standing. One's like under the tree in a neighbor's yard, and the other one's kind of like standing as a lookout. Just, they're just sitting there, looking left, looking right, hey, just checking out the scene. So as I get a little closer and get ready to pass by, I see the one under the tree has like one of those white plastic grocery bags. You know, where you bag your groceries. A small little thing. You know, maybe like a foot tall. Plastic bag. And it's filled with something. I don't know what. And I see her kind of crouched under this tree. And then she sees me coming and she scampers out and... Oh, did I say she? It scampered out. No. Oh, I don't give a crap, right? So anyway, these two women are there, and oh man, you think I could button it up a little bit? I mean, it is the 90th episode. So they see me coming, and they go, "Oh, someone's on to us." I don't even know what it was at the time. I don't even know what I was on to, But it's the ex-cop in me going, "Why is that car parked right there in all places?" And then here comes this one with a bag full of something, scampering out from the neighbor's yard. They hop in their car, and they pull off a getaway. Well, it shouldn't surprise you. Now, I'm not suggesting any of you do this, right? Probably not a good thing. Who knows? Probably violating some law doing it. If there's a knock at the door, someone will be here. Blame it all on me. So I just happened to take a picture, and it just so happened, luck be luck, just so happened that I focused the picture on the license plate of the vehicle, and, just pure chance, got the faces of the two people in the vehicle. So I don't think much about it, and I go, well, that's just kind of weird. And then I drove a little farther, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go introduce myself to the neighbor that owns this yard, see what he or she, whoever, I don't know them, right? They live a couple blocks away. Just say, hey, do you have a drive-up window arrangement with anyone here? So I go, I knock on the door, and you can imagine, it's what? It was like 7:30 at night. There's a knock on the door, and I'm standing there with my phone in my hand. And the woman of the house, lady of the house, if I can say that, without mansplaining, comes to the door and she says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really certain, but may I show you a picture?" Again, not the smartest. This woman doesn't know me from Adam. Not the smartest thing. I go, but before I explain, I'm just not here to show you a picture. I have something I think that would really be of interest to you. And just from the look on her face, I started into my explanation, saying, hey, the tree right out here to your right, what's up with that tree? And she goes, "Oh, you mean my peach tree?" And I go, "Great, I didn't know that." And she goes, "Why? Is there something wrong?" And I go, "Can I just show you this picture?" And I guess she sensed that I wasn't, she sensed that I wasn't a bad guy. I wasn't doing anything. So I went ahead and I showed her the picture. Well, it's of Bonnie and Claudette, right? Thelma and Louise making the getaway with a bag full of what I then found out was this family's peaches. And she looks at it, and we kind of, because if you have one of those phones where you take a picture, but you can kind of slide your fingers apart and it makes the picture bigger. And we're looking at the license plate. We're looking at the faces, right? Like I've become a rolling impromptu red light camera, right? Never done this before in my life. And she goes, "I don't know those people." And I go, "Great," because I would have felt really strange if that was your mom picking her own peaches. She goes, No, I don't know those people." And I said, "Well, did you have a lot of peaches on that tree before a bag of them left an hour ago?" The two larcenists home making some peach cobbler right now, maybe some peach wine, peach schnapps. I don't know how to do that stuff, but maybe somebody else does. They're like some canning or some jarring. She goes, "You've got to be kidding me." And I said, "No, I'm really sorry. So if you want to give me," right, another line. "Oh, well, if you'd like to give me your phone number." I'm like, "What an idiot, Brian." I go, "Oh, look, can I have your husband's phone number? I'll text the picture to him." Right? Because I don't want to be making a habit of going up to people's doors at 7:30 and go, "Hey, if you give me your phone number, I'll send you a picture." Right? So she goes, No, don't worry about it. You don't seem like a bad guy. You can just send it to me. So I sent her the picture. So now Where I live, we have mobile peach thieves. I've been around stealing other people's fruit. And I don't know how I'm tying this in at all to today's show, but I just wanted to share it with you because I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it was almost comical in a way, like it was a female Monty Python skit, the way they were, it was almost like, remember Bellucci in Animal House? When he's in the front yard of the sorority, he kind of shuffles to the left, he shuffles to the right. Well, that's what this one lady was doing. And then when she saw me coming, she must have said, "Psst, car's coming." And this other one comes bounding out from under the trees with a bag of fruit. So in any event, I don't know if anything will come of it. Not going to mention any names. I just went and left the picture if she ever gets to the point. And she's a very gracious lady, really nice. And she said, well, I am going to keep that picture. I am going to find out who it is. She said, truth be told, I have bushels of them. But it's just the principle. And I suspect after spending a few minutes with this woman, if anyone had gone up to the door and go, oh, those peaches look great. Can I buy a couple? If you get any left over? How long have you had a peach tree? I sensed this lady would have gone, yeah, take a bucket. Get whatever you like, right? She wasn't interested in the picture, because she was mean. Just had a sense that she may have felt a little like someone coming on her property and stealing her fruit. So it made me think. Some of the low-hanging fruit that you and I have that other people come on board. Maybe that's how we'll tie it in today. You ever have a situation where someone comes and takes something of yours, kind of taking advantage of you? So for some reason, it really grated on me. And before you say, oh, well, Bri, will you be doing this in the future? No, I've never done this before. And I will probably never do it again. Walk up to someone's door and go,
hi, can I show you my iPhone? Yes, I've got a great picture here.
Dope. But it struck something in me that you just go over and just take something that didn't belong to you. So it made me start to think. People in our lives, they take our sense of zest for life. They take our sense of passion for life. All the walking, talking Venus flytraps that we have. They take our sense of passion. Ultimately, though, you and I know that we have to, right? Takes two to pincushion, as we've said. Got to give them permission to come on. This lady didn't. But you have anybody like that in your life? Have anybody that just comes and steals your fruit? It's like, nah. And if you do, what should we do about that? What should we do? I mean, you want to be compassionate, you want to be caring, but sooner or later, don't you and I get to draw a line in the sand and say, enough? No more. So maybe that's the moral of the story of me catching the two fruit felons last evening. All right, we're going to go ahead. Listen to this quick break. I'll be right back.
IPMNation.com.
IPMNation.com. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the anaerobic aphorism for today. The key to getting up when you've been knocked down is to look within. Another quick little story. I went out the other day. I was traveling and decided to go out for a run. And just said, oh, I'm going to go out here and make a left. I'm going to make a right. Like, I do that a lot. Like, if you ever go out for a workout, for a bike ride or a run, and you just go wherever you get the urge, like, or maybe traffic directs you one way, or another cyclist, or another runner, or a storm. You just kind of go when you go. Well, so I went out for this run, and I clearly had no clue where I was. Oh, yeah, I'll run down to, is it the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, just outside of Cleveland? Oh, yeah, I'll run down there, turn around, don't worry about it. So let's call it 7 miles into my run. I come up on a hill that I haven't seen the grade of maybe since Vail, Colorado, skiing or mountain biking. I haven't seen an incline like that in forever. So I thought, now, and just prior to it, there was a decline, right? This hill, it was so steep downhill, it was hard to keep my speed going. But when it came to the uphill, and it was an uphill, 150 times I wanted to stop. It was just too steep. Too steep. But every time, I just was the point was like, will it kill you to walk up this hill? I practiced the one thing that I'd like us to talk about today. I talked about one mental hack that'll make all the difference in your life. And I don't care. You fill in the blank. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, whatever you're thinking about, you do this one simple mental hack like I had to do on the run. It's going to change your life. No charge, by the way. And anyone, here's another thing. Oh, does anyone know anything about J.D. Power and Associates? Because you know what I was thinking? I want to see if there is a J.D. Power and Associates type award for life coaches or meditation experts or gurus or the like. And see, why don't we have, you have like dueling banjos, if you remember the movie. Or dueling bands, or America's Got Talent, these kind of things. What if there a J.D. Power award for people trying to get you to bring out your best, to go back inside and get what's always been yours? Wouldn't that be cool if there was like a J.D. Power and Associates award for that? We'd go, great. Anyone want to debate me? Anyone come on board? Anyone want to bring some more bat crap crazy into your life? Let's do it. Let's have what would it be? Like a duel of mixed martial, a cage match. Bring their opinions, bring their ideas, have them come on the show. Give them the number, 331-684-7685, 331-684-SOUL. They should come on the show. We'll have it out. Them and me. Because here's the dig. This one mental hack absolutely change your life. If you take nothing away from this show, or the 89 episodes before it, if you've been with me since the very beginning, if you take nothing away from this show, know that this one thing, all the difference in the world for the rest of your life. It's never going to matter. You do this one thing, and you're in. There will never be a challenge. There will never be an obstacle. There will never be a situation, a circumstance, anything that will be able to hold you in check. Yeah, like I said, you can overcome any obstacle. Any obstacle. You ready? It's the same thing I did on my run the other day. When I looked up and up, I get a kink in my neck looking at the top of this hill. I think you could paraglide off the top of this hill. When I looked up and I said, I'm going to count to 20. I'm going to do a 20-second victory right here. And at the end of this 20 seconds, if I want to stop, I'll stop. But for the next 20 seconds, I'm going to keep moving. And then the 20 seconds got there, right? For me, when you count your breaths, you have a pretty good idea of how long it takes to get those breaths, even if you're running, right? You kind of model that, that. Got to the end of that 20 seconds, and I was like, nah, I'll give it one more 20-second victory. Breathe in, exhale. Suck it up was the S of this best acronym. And then just keep trudging. And I got to the end of that 20-second victory. I was like, do you want to stop? Nah, let's give it one more 20-second victory. Think about things you may procrastinate. Think about things you really don't like. going to the gym or going out for a walk, or is there an email you have to send, or is there I look around here in the studio, or there's some stacks of books and papers that you could clean up from piled around you. So some of those things you could do are there, and you'll see we're getting everything loaded into the computers. So I'm almost 100% confident that next week, with everything loaded, this is also going to be a video show. And I apologize because I keep saying, "Oh, next week the video's coming," and I'm just learning. And I want to make sure that if you invest an hour, you give me an hour of your day. That's 3 20-minute victories, 3 70-second chunks of your day that I can bring, the A game. I'm not looking to be perfect. I'm just saying I would like to respectfully live up to what you might be anticipating about this video show. So we're dialing it in. And by we're, I mean me. By we're, I mean me. So I'm working really hard. Computers, everything ought to be up and ready to go. So we'll be doing some video starting next week. But even that process, 20 seconds at a time. The best acronym. Breathe in, exhale, scan your horizon, take action. And when you begin to use that as a fundamental, when you begin to use that, you're going to look back and go, I didn't procrastinate today. I decided I would do one other 20-second victory. And then I decided they were scalable. They were stackable. I took another left. I took another right in the labyrinth. So for me, and pretty soon for you, thank you very much, by the way. I dig the energy as well. Thank you. Don't forget 331-684-7685. 331-684-SOUL. Here's another one. Learning curve. It's absolutely a learning curve. Thank you for that. It's absolutely a learning curve. You do a little bit, and then a little more, and then a little more, 20 seconds at a time. Whatever it is. If you've got something to learn, you've got something to do. And can I tell you something else that was kind of helpful? I was doing it with a smile on my face. It's just absolutely, the only word is sucky, is absolute. I mean, I was bent over at points, almost I was bent over at my waist, just to try to keep moving forward. Oh, golly. But you know what I did? I smiled. At the end of the next 20 seconds, put a big old smile on my face and said, "Okay, lug nuts, you ready to stop?" And I'm like, "No. I'll do it for 20 more seconds, not like it's going to kill me." And I had a big smile on my face. And then that 20 seconds ended. Well, to make a long story short, I went from 7 miles to 11 miles that day. And the last the last 2.5 miles, probably, I ran 20 seconds at a time. 20 seconds at a time. Giving myself full-on permission to quit just at the end of that 20-second victory. Wasn't going to quit at like second 8 or second 17. Did a full 20-second victory. And if I was going to stop, if I was going to let the hill beat me, it would have to do it at the end of that 20-second time frame. So think about those things in your life. Think about those cool times in the labyrinth where you're like, I'm ready to tap out. What if you stuck with it for 20 more seconds? Just 20 more seconds. Now, I should probably say, unless like you're in real danger, right? Physical danger, something like that. Like saying that you use this as a reason to be victimized. I got a lot of people talking about now about me saying that mosquitoes are predators. I did a spot the other night for CBS, as you know, and I have gear that I use. I have certain things that I do to make me less attractive as a prey victim, if you will. So when it comes to mosquitoes, and as you probably know, they can sense your movement, they sense your exhale. They can sense you from over 100 yards away. 100 yards. But I think what most people commented on after that segment is we said, well, look, what do you mean we're a prey? Well, when you have a predator, it looks at you as prey. So there are times in the labyrinth where you have to go fate's gunning for you. And outside of a physical threat, outside a threat where you know your life is in danger, what if you looked at fate for 20 more seconds and go, all right, bring it. I'm coming. And knowing full well, at the end of that 20-second victory, you can absolutely go, no, I've had enough. I mean, there came that point for me, or I'd still be out there running. So the hack, the key to overcoming any obstacle, the key to getting up when you've been knocked down, is to look within yourself. Listen within yourself and ask, can I do this for another 20 seconds? Can I go another 20 seconds? You know, I'm fascinated, and I love it all the time watching the Olympics. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say Olympics. Am I? I don't know. Somebody from IPM Nation, text me if I'm not allowed. I saw this big blow-up this morning where like CBS and WGN, and I'm not saying that I'm a broadcast thing. I'm not saying that. But apparently if you are in any type of, maybe it's more mainstream media, I don't know, but there's a number of times you can't use the symbols, you can't do this or that. So if you know me, of course, that means that next week during the video, we'll be flashing the Olympic signals, probably have a tattoo of it on my chest. You know, we'll think of some way of beating back the system. But I'm fascinated by watching the Olympics, the game. Oh, maybe they'll tell me right now. Am I allowed to use it? Watching golf. Very cool. Somebody's watching golf. Golf? Oh, is that new to the Olympics? Golf? I didn't know it was Olympics. But I've been watching like volleyball. Oh, and how about Armstrong? The young lady, I think she's 41, maybe 43. She just won another gold medal in cycling, time trial cycling. Another gold medal. 43. What did I say yesterday? You and I aren't on our way out. We just got a good bit more wisdom than we did 20, 30, 40 years ago, however old you are. And then you look at the volleyball. I really enjoyed watching this. And I'm sorry that I don't recall the names, but this the team, the two ladies that are playing volleyball now, it was only the second set, just a set, not a match, only the second set. Carrie, somebody, has ever lost. 47 wins of sets, only the second set she ever lost. They came back and won the match. These aren't young, what did my grandmother used to say? Well, you're not a spring chicken. Never knew what that meant. But maybe that's where I get some of my craziness from, is from my, my grandparents. Okay, let's see. Am I allowed to say Olympics? Because I'm really hoping. Oh, Welsh Jennings. Thank you very much. Welsh Jennings and Ross, who did a great job. They come back and won the match. And then you look at Armstrong. How can you do it? Well, I'm a huge fan of Michael Phelps for everything that he's done. Matter of fact, I tend to be more of a fan of Michael Phelps for what he's done outside of the Olympics. Oh, and apparently I'm not allowed to go dun 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 dun. I guess that's illegal too. So, but I'm a fan of what Michael Phelps has done, even outside of the Olympics. I think we've talked about it before on the show, that interview where they said, well, what did it mean? And he goes, tonight I got to be the best Michael Phelps I could be. He was channeling his all-natural being. So I dig that. So when people say, oh, I'm having a quarter-life crisis, I'm having a midlife crisis, and then you'll watch the Olympics with the rings, dun, dun, you get where I'm going with that. You watch the Olympics, and you get to see these athletes. Some are young, yep, no doubt, but some are getting up there a little bit. And stamina, wisdom, the know-how. They're still winning. It's all good. But how about your all-natural being? You look at some of those swimming things last night. Ledecky, I believe, was the name of one of the swimmers. Just phenomenal. Wonder what it was like. I wonder what her final 20-second victory was like. 20 seconds from the wall. And she was motoring. Or in the time trial with Armstrong, that final 20 seconds. Or Michael Phelps. The final 20 seconds before he hits the wall. The wall, not the wall, right? Not the wall like I can't go anymore, but the edge of the pool. Ever wonder what goes through his mind? Now, I don't know these Olympians. Well, I'll tell you, if Ledecky ever writes a book, if Armstrong ever writes a book, I don't know if Phelps has written one yet, but if he does, I'm reading it because I want to know in terms of the mental composition of it, what they do in their 20-second victories. I watched Ledecky last evening, and one of the announcers in the relay said, did you leave anything did you have any energy left over? She said, no. I barely had enough energy to get out of the pool. She goes, I was hoping to save just enough to be able to celebrate with my teammates. So in those Olympic challenges that you and I have, if we use the BEST acronym to bring your best, and you do it 20 seconds at a time with a smile on your face. And we know now that when you smile, the body goes, well, it can't be all that brutal. This clown's smiling, right? So then your body goes, oh, he's smiling. I don't know what to do. Well, he's smiling, so it can't be that bad. So smile, and then go for 20 seconds. You do something like that. What obstacle? What circumstance could derail you? And whatever you've got going on, breathe in. Breathe like you mean it. Exhale. Scan your horizon. And then take action, even if just for another 20 seconds. What could you accomplish? And we also know, if we dovetail this in with leveling up in the labyrinth, if we dovetail this in with, at the end of the day, what if you could look back at the end of the day to write down in your journal, your logbook, your blotter, if you do it the way I do, or however you keep track. What if you write that down? So at the end of the day, you're like, no, there were 2 or 3 occasions today where I pushed on for another 20 seconds. And that will make all the difference in your world. Because when you progressively adapt to that, just like any other muscle in your body, when you progressively adapt to that, your body goes, oh, I like the new norm. I like this new me. Because it's your all-natural being that keeps you in the game, keeps you leveling up in the labyrinth. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. How much longer will you let them hijack your head and your heart?
How much longer? Bottom of the hour. How much longer are we going to let them hijack our heart and our head? Another thing I was thinking about last night watching the Olympics. One of the reporters, as soon as the swimmer gets out of the pool,
Well, were you looking over at this young Australian and thinking, oh, I don't know, he's looking pretty strong in the closing room?
and the swimmer's like, no. I was paying attention to the job I had to do. So here, NBC reporter, who should know better, one would think,
saying, oh, wow, didn't you let the guy in the lane next to you hijack your head, hijack your game plan?
And he just kind of laughed. And he shook his head, and some water flew, and I hoped in that moment he was kind of shaking his head to go, will you wake up, please? How about a splash of cold chlorine water for you? No, I wasn't focusing on the other guy. I was focusing on me. And if we get to that point, where instead of a 20-second victory, what if you and I did a 20-minute victory? What are some of those things that you're like, I'm going to give it 20 minutes. That's it. There will not be a minute 21. And it's been my experience over the last 30 years that when you do that, you get to minute 19 and you go, whoa, that went pretty quick. What am I worried about? Sure, let's scale up another one. Let's stack up another 20-minute victory. See what I can come up with. So the ultimate hack for your brain is to remain in the moment. This 20 seconds or this 20 minutes. And when you get to the end, more times than not, let's get scientific, 99.9% of the time. Is that true? Who knows? Just a bunch of the times. You're going to find, oh, you know what? That wasn't as brutal as I thought. I mean, it's not like I don't want to make a hobby out of it, but it wasn't horrible. So, I'll give it another 20 minutes. And that's what's going to win me the J.D. Power and Associates Award for whatever it is. We are those tag team members that work to remind other folks of this superhuman status. That right there, that'll be the award. That's how I'll win. That's how we'll win. 20 seconds at a time or 20 minutes at a time. Dan will be kicking in some doors. Sorry, another law enforcement. Throwback. Do it 20 seconds at a time, 20 minutes at a time. Then we have our hack. All right, so I wanted to bring up this article this morning just because it caught my attention. And it says, meditation, an unwitting, no one's really counting on it, an unwitting beauty hack to feel better about yourself. So the article says, meditation and mindfulness aren't practices that have been around for thousands of years for no reason. They're known as tools for treatment of everything from chronic pain to anxiety, and cardiovascular health. So with all that meditation is known to do, could it also serve, here's the tagline, as an unwitting beauty? Sorry, only able to take text right now. What if it also served as an unwitting beauty hack? How meditation might help facilitate a body acceptance and make you feel even more beautiful. Which got me to thinking. When you tap into your all-natural being, this pursuit of beauty, take it from a guy who's got a face for radio. I got more scars from hair lips and skin cancer. Take it from a guy who's got a face from radio. When you tap into your all-natural being, this obsession with being pretty enough, beautiful enough, young enough, old enough, right enough, perfect enough, it all begins to slide away. Because true beauty, true charisma is when you and I are dialed in. What good is it to work and obsess about this concept of an external beauty if you get to that stage where you think you perfected it, but the inside of you is a piece of hollowed out balsa wood? Now, if you do the inverse and you rebuild, reconnect with that unimaginable power of living in the moment, unimaginable power of living in this particular moment in all of time, and when it rebuilds your spine, when it puts the girth back into it, when it reinfuses the marrow with a shot of its own self, when it reminds you of who you ultimately are at your core. What's all this bat crap crazy concern about? How we look, how we dress, how we right? I've met a president of the United States before in shorts. Right? What does it matter? When you tap into your all-natural being, your all-natural grit, your metahuman, your superhuman, and that sense of energy begins to bubble up from within. It's no wonder people say,
Well, meditation will, make it so that you're not so tough on yourself.
tough on what part? The part that's going to grow old anyways? You have a natural capacity. And what is it? Superhuman. You have a natural capacity. What is it? Metahuman. You have a natural capacity. What is it? Your own bold. Bring your bold and watch that charisma everyone's so worried about.
Oh, well, look at me. Aren't I a fashion plate?
Focus on your soul style. You won't have any need to worry about fashion. You have a natural capacity to be you. You have a natural capacity, your natural resources. You are a bag of freaking grit. Now, maybe time to time you don't open that bag, reach in and grab some of that grit, but that doesn't mean you got an empty bag on your hands. You just don't open the bag and reach in and grab a handful of it for yourself. It's yours. What are you waiting for? Two ladies to pull up in a car and come over and steal some of your own? Why let them do it? Walking, talking pits of quicksand. Why even listen? You have a natural capacity to be you. And that's what everyone around you is waiting for. That's what everyone is around, just hanging out, waiting for you to bring your own bold. Waiting for you to see how to truly relate to yourself. Because when you do that, over. Life becomes an easy gig. Doesn't mean there aren't challenges and struggles. Doesn't mean there are some cul-de-sacs within the labyrinth. But you remember who you are, why you're here, and what the freak you're going to do about it. What's it? Easy, squeezy, lemon peasy. All right? Life's a layup after that. So when you read articles about meditation, once again, meditation is good. Oh, do you want this? Do you want that? Oh, if you meditate, it'll make you this, it'll make you that. Meditation doesn't make you anything. You already are that thing. You. You're all-natural being. You're a fractal of that universal energy. A great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild of the divine, however you define that divine. Doesn't matter. Yes, thank you. Roundabouts. It's like a roundabout in the labyrinth. What a great term. Thank you very much. Roundabouts. And I should remind you, speaking of roundabouts, 331-684-7685, if you want to send me a quick text during the show, roundabouts. Exactly what we're talking about. And when you tap in your all-natural being, you live for cul-de-sacs. You live for roundabouts. You live for blind alleys. You live for the courage of being able to contemplate the corner without being able to see around it. Chaos doesn't scare you. Uncertainty doesn't unscare you. Article wants us all to be accepting. I'm all over it. What would I love for you to accept? Who you already are. Oh, if you do this, you'll be happy. If you do that, you'll be this. You're already those things. If happiness weren't inside of you, you wouldn't know it when you saw it. You wouldn't know it when you saw it. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Because it's never too late to take your life back.
All right, also, special thanks to Ask Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk. Following us now on Twitter. If you have a chance to head on over, we put some stuff up on Twitter. You know, like what we're going to be doing in the shows, that kind of thing. I get a little better at social media. But if you want it, it's at Brian Brawdy over on Twitter. Also, don't forget Facebook, Brian Brawdy Official. Dun, dun, dun. Official. Come on over, hang out. Or you can go to allnaturalbeing.com. Send me an email. I'll send you one back. We'll connect that way. Next week, we're going to start with our inner orienteering, which is 30 years in the making. Drum roll. 30 years in the making. It's my answer to all these people running around going, we need meditation and mindfulness. So the real brawl begins next week. Because with inner orienteering, we're coming out with the position you don't need meditation. You don't need mindfulness. No. I just read an article this morning where a major insurance company is going to go ahead and start covering meditate. Brian, it's here to stay. You can't say no to meditation. Oh, yes, I can. And I will be. And anyone who doesn't agree is welcome to come on board. Let's have a nice little discussion. Not a discussion like on CNN or MSNBC where you get guests spitting and screaming and calling each other all kinds of names. Not one of those kind of discussions. I'm all over it. Hey, anyone out there listening who wants to throw in their version of what it would take to reconnect, I'll throw in one of my versions of what I think it will take for you and I to reconnect, and let's let you decide. I'm good with that. You know how I get to be that good with it? Because I'm on your side even when you're not. My something to believe in for a long time has been you. The magic that sits within you already. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is you. You are that pot of gold. You're a bag of natural resources, a bag of grit. So what are you going to do with it today? Let's spend the last little bit we have together. What are you going to do with it today? Instead of being overly judgmental, oh, I don't think I can pull it off. What can we do today to help you recover a little bit of those natural resources? Well, we've said before, they could either be scheduled or spur of the moment, intended or impromptu. What would be an example of a 20-second victory you could do today? If you've got one, send it to me. 331-684-7685, 331-684-SOUL. What would be perhaps a 20-minute victory that you could do today? What could it be? Well, you go, I don't know, but hey, if it gets to be too much, then we just go, you know what? I did it for 20 minutes. Maybe I'll check back in later. Or if we get to the point where you go, hey, you know what? That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be at all. Then you could scale them. You could stack them. You could do another 20-minute victory. So how could you apply yours today? If we really are going to work to hack your brain to gain the ultimate advantage, which is what we're going to start focusing on next week with the inner orienteering. How we're going to hack your brain to gain the ultimate advantage in life. You know what? You know why I'm so confident? Because you know what the ultimate advantage in life is? You. You are the ultimate advantage in life. Wish there were more certificates. Wish there were more degrees. Wish there were more of all these other things. We have to get this or get that in order to be the ultimate advantage. Nope. You are a cutting-edge cognition. You are the ultimate advantage already. So what could you do today as you sit and contemplate it? What could you do? What's something that maybe you've been putting off for a while? Anything you can think of? Here's something I've put off for a while. I want to thank Victoria and Chuck and Jason and Warren and Nancy and Jennifer, Doug, Tammy, Marilyn, Ashley, Parker. I want to thank those people that went over today to the Facebook page, hanging out. Let me know that they're fired up about the next time they're knocked down, that they're going to look within. Thank you all very much. Nice to know we've got some kindred out there on the same page. How about you? Maybe there's a situation where you fear being knocked down. What if you could confront that situation? What if you could square your shoulders and go, for 20 seconds, I'm in? What's the movie? The gunfight at the OK Corral. What was the name of that? Where the guy goes, Val Kilmer was playing the one, oh man, I can't believe I'm forgetting this one. And Val Kilmer goes, I'm your Huckleberry. What if you look at fate and go, I'm your Huckleberry, bring it. Bring it. What do you think you got? And whether you adopt a 20-second victory or you adopt a 20-minute victory and you say to fate, bring it. Let's see what you're made of. Because you and I both know when you tap into your all-natural being, it's already in you. When you tap into that, nothing fate can do to derail you. Fate needs your permission to knock you off your stride. Plain and simple. So what could you do? What would you do today? So that when you fell asleep tonight, you'd be going like, I pulled that off. Nothing wrong with that at all. That most certainly is something you could write down in terms of things that you're happy for, that you're grateful for. Be a good time to fall asleep tonight with a whole list of those. Because here's the deal, with all the craziness going on in the world right now, the people, when I talk about being a spiritual survival expert, someone the other day called me a spiritual self-defense expert. When it comes to self-defense, when it comes to survival, those grounded in their all-natural being are the ones that are going to thrive. Those grounded in their all-natural being are the ones that are going to be successful beyond imagination. Again, what did Michael Phelps say? He goes, tonight, I was the best Michael Phelps I could be. He was racing against himself. He was dovetailing his head and his heart. That's what he wanted to be, the best Michael Phelps. He didn't say in terms of something external, I want to be the best swimmer ever. Someone said to me last night that the last person to win 21 medals in the Olympics, maybe 21 gold medals or 21 medals, was Leonidas. The thing that I love about the Olympics is everything you have in common with Olympic athletes. All they've done is tap into their all-natural being. Now, it's fair to say that they've got thousands more 20-second victories than you and I have. All right, great. They've been practicing. Some of these have been doing it since they were little kids. I get that. But it doesn't take away from the fact that that same energy that fuels an Olympian is the same energy that sits at your spine, sits in your heart. That is the ingredient of the marrow of your mind. It's in you. So whenever I get a chance to watch the Olympics, it reminds me of you. What could you pull off if you remembered who you were? Who would you be? Where would you be? What would you do? How would you unfold if you knew that every time you got knocked down, all you had to do was look within, listen within, tap into the truly unimaginable power of living in that instant, in all of time. Instead of fearing tripping and falling, the moment we trip and fall, we do that 20-second victory right then. And you go, do I have another 20 seconds in me? Only you will know. If you let your soul off the sideline, 20 seconds at a time. If there's something that maybe you're fearful of, there's a whole laundry list of things. You know more than I do. What are some of those instances in your life where there's things that you've procrastinated, things that you've put off, things that you don't want to do, and you go, I'm going to give it 20 seconds. How would your life change infused with that confidence? Infused with that sense of courage. What is it that Viktor Frankl said? Whatever it is that's supposed to give life, first it has to endure some burning. Could you and I endure some burning for 20 seconds at a time? Only you know. What would you do today? How would you hack your brain to gain its ultimate advantage? Its ultimate advantage. Because your brain's ultimate advantage is you. What would you do to hack that? What would you do to shortcut it? What would you do to ignore all the bat crap crazy in your life? And for 20 seconds, bring your own bold. Throw yourself into the labyrinth. Square your shoulders with fate. And no matter what happens, just kind of chuckle. Oh, that's all you brought? That's your attempt to derail me? Then I promise you, before you fall asleep tonight, you're going to be very happy that you stood and squared your shoulders. We're only talking 20 seconds. That's the unwitting beauty secret of meditation, is that beauty is within you already. That magic is within you already. That boldness is within you already. I forget who said it, but I've loved this quote forever. It said, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? If anyone knows that, give me a text, 331-684-7685, 331-684-SOUL. S-O-U-L. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? And I would say, what would you do if you knew you could not fail for the next 20 seconds? Maybe the next 20 minutes. And I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds too easy. Sounds like that can't be it. Breathe in. Exhale. Scan the horizon. Then think. Then talk. Then take action. And do it for 20 seconds at a time. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Please remember, thank you for celebrating the 90th episode with me here on All Natural Being and IPMNation.com. Again, it truly is an honor to get an hour of your time, whether it's live at 11 a.m. or one of our tape shows or over on iTunes. It truly is an honor to be able to spend that hour riding shotgun, being your tag team partner, working in those moments where you just seem to forget a little, right? That's why I like being the pumice stone. I'm a little bit of a nudge. Just to go, remember who you ultimately are. It truly is an honor to have that opportunity with you each day. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Love you guys. If there's anything you need, drop me an email, allnaturalbeing.com. I'll send you an email back. Don't forget, over on Facebook, Brian Brawdy Official, or at Twitter, at Brian Brawdy. Till we get a chance to hang out again tomorrow, getting ready for the weekend. Remember, anything that you're going to face, anything that confronts you, any circumstance, simply ask yourself, can I do this for another 20 seconds? And wait till you see the smile that rushes onto your face. You deserve to smile like you mean it. And it's going to start when you do your 20-second victory. All right, I'm out of here. Talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye.
You've been listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy.
Join us live every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern.
Also, check us out around the clock at allnaturalbeing.com.
Until then, always remember to bring your own bold.
Bring your own bold. How great is today going to be?
IPMNation.com.